You can take snippets of life like 9/11, where you were, everybody remembers.
A moment in time, a day that everything changed for all of us, and some of us more than others. John Osborne is one of those people. He's a school social worker in Holland, a job he's done for nearly 40 years now. But it was that day, 10 years ago, September 11th, 2001, that he speaks of today.
Did you realize the significance
No.
at that point?
No. First, I thought it was an accident, and that there wasn't a whole lot of importance attached to it. And it was really, as the day wore on, that we realized there were culprits, and there was it was a bad deal.
And later, days later, John realized that these terror attacks that shook our nation to its core also claimed the life of a college friend, a dear friend, David Prime, a Muskegon native.
We were, both of us, full of a lot of foolishness. We spent a lot of times talking about some serious kinds of things, some things that were important to us, and some of where we thought our lives were heading, and some college kinds of questions, what the next term was going to bring and what we hoped for.
Prime worked for an insurance company on the 103rd floor of the World Trade Center South Tower. In the confusion that followed the attacks, word spread about David's death, but John wasn't ready to believe it until he purchased this New York newspaper with his friend's picture listed among the perished.
It was probably the third day after that I believed, probably learned the second day, and became more real for me after the third.
The reality of death, the death of his friend, a friend since 1966 when they were freshmen at Hope College and later roommates, a friend that would stand in his wedding. In the years following, they had both been caught up with the things they talked about during their college heart-to-hearts: career, kids, life. David put down roots on the East Coast, where his wife and daughter still live.
What I had always said to myself, and my voice inside, was that we'd get back together someday and reconnect and pick up where we left off. And I continued to assume that, and then it was snatched away from me.
Very few got a chance to say goodbye that day, but John doesn't harbor ill will for those who attacked us that day. He instead offers a lesson, some advice.
That's probably one of the biggest lessons that I learned and that I have to offer, is that you can't take relationships for granted, that sometimes they just aren't there anymore.
In Holland, Emily Linnert, 24 Hour News 8.